basically the one which causes the cramps in our body or the cramps in the muscles because of its accumulation. This has to be removed. Now, this is an important part. Okay, the lactic acid one, which is known as the oxygen debt. Now, what is oxygen debt? After exercise, there is production of lactic acid, right? There is a lot of production during the exercise. So, after exercise, there is still, or we can write, no, if we should write, the breathing rate is still high. Why? Because we need to inhale more oxygen, or we need to take in more oxygen, take in more oxygen to break down this lactic acid. Okay, and this happens in liver. As I've told you, that the oxidation process or the detoxification of all the substances takes place in liver. So this lactic acid is then is then taken to liver for its breakdown, and breakdown is usually done by oxidation. Okay, the reaction with oxygen. What is oxidation? The reaction with oxygen. So that's why we are taking in more oxygen so that our lactic acid can be broken down. Acid in liver. This is the important things in this chapter. Let me check if there is any other thing that we need to discuss. We can discuss that. Respiration. Then there is one test given, which we must know. How to detect carbon dioxide. How lime water. Correct. Okay, this is all about this chapter. There is nothing like details in this one. Okay, the next chapter is the respiratory system. That is also very easy. Okay, what are the parts of the respiratory system? Start from nose. Okay. Oh, there is one thing missing. The trachea. Okay. Bronchi. Okay. Huh? Alveoli. Okay. Let's talk about the adaptation of each one of these. Each one of these, the adaptations. What is present in nose for the like? How is nose adapted? It has mucus, and it has hair. Okay. What is the function of mucus, and what is the function of hair? Filter the air, basically. Filter the air. Okay. How is trachea adapted? Trachea, bronchi. Yes. Okay. Yes. The trachea has cartilage, which is half ring, right? And what is the purpose of this cartilage? It prevents the collapsing of trachea. This is the same word that you need to use. Prevent the collapsing of the windpipe. Okay? This is the only adaptation, and this is the function. Okay, now the adaptation of alveoli. There are 3 to 4 adaptation. Number one, these are very thin so that the gases can diffuse easily. Okay, easy diffusion or easy gas exchange. We can write both words. Number two, it has a network of blood vessels so that air can be exchanged with the blood. Okay, basically lots of capillaries are present on it. Number three, um, what was number three? Sorry, number three, it has moist layer on it so that it can dissolve in oxygen really well. It's not dry, it's moist. Okay, there is another adaptation. I don't know why it's not like, I can't remember it now. Um, Forgot. Okay, they're very thin that we have mentioned. They are. I guess we have discussed it. This is all. This is all. Okay. Uh, there is a large surface area. Sorry. So this is the fourth point. The large surface area. Okay. These are the four adaptations that you must know. The labeling is very important. There is one diagram on page number 141, 142, figure 9.5. This diagram is very important. Figure 142. You need to learn this diagram because, sorry, yes, yes, this diagram. Okay. Okay. Then there is a difference between the inhaled air and the exhaled air. Okay, what is the difference in the percentages? What? Oxygen. 21% and exhaled air? Okay. Carbon dioxide? Okay. Okay. Nitrogen? 78%? Okay, what about water vapors? वेरी करते हैं दोनों में. Okay, it depends on the environment whether it's humid or dry. Okay. Let's talk about the breathing rate and exercise. We have already discussed half of it. That when we exercise, our breathing rate is really high, so that we can get in more oxygen to respire aerobically and produce more energy. If that energy is not fulfilled, then we have to. Then our muscle cells they respire anaerobically and produce lactic acid. So since we have production of lactic acid in our blood, so we respire more oxygen after we inspire more oxygen after exercise to break down that lactic acid, which is called as oxygen debt. Okay, have you gotten what I've said? Okay. When we exercise, our body need more energy, so we take in more oxygen. Our respiration rate or the breathing rate is really high to respire aerobically and produce energy. Okay. If we are doing a vigorous exercise, so our body may respire anaerobically and produce lactic acid. Okay, to remove that lactic acid our body need to produce more our body need to inhale more oxygen to break down lactic acid. So what is oxygen debt? Oxygen debt is the amount of oxygen that we take in after exercise to break down lactic acid. Okay, muscle cells. Done. Okay. Then there is one thing that when we inhale, what are the changes in our body? So these are the certain changes that takes place when we exhale. Okay. Let me give you the diagram for inhale as well. So when we inhale, so our diaphragm, it moves down. Okay. So there would be more volume in the thorax. Are you getting me? Okay. More volume in the thorax. Moreover, the ribs muscles, they contract is written. Okay, and expand the rib cage, so there would be more volume available, lesser pressure is there, so oxygen can move inside. So when we exhale, the opposite of it happen. The diaphragm relaxes and it move up. Okay, diaphragm is actually dome shape. Dome shape mean is curved. The natural shape or the relaxed shape is dome. When it contract, it becomes flat. Okay, so it moves down, giving more space to lungs. When we exhale, diaphragm come back to its place, so the volume reduces. Now the pressure becomes high, so the air moves out to release that pressure. Okay, so this is all for this chapter. Okay.